Hi, I'm Brandon. Welcome to my Canadian Music Hall of Fame in my house. But that's not what we're here to talk about. Today, we're here to talk about this album right here. And I just wanted to take a minute and congratulate you guys on the 25th anniversary of this album right here. And just talk about it for a minute because it's a great album. One of my personal favorite albums ever. It's always in my top three. Can't believe it's been 25 years. Feels like a lifetime ago that I was that 16-year-old punk kid sitting in the audience in an arena in Victoria, BC, watching Default come out and open for Nickelback as they were touring upon the release of this album. This is their debut album, and I remember that show. For me, it was my first ever concert. I won tickets from a local radio station, and I took my childhood best friend with me at the time, and both our first concert. And I had heard Deny and Wasting My Time on the radio because it was like on heavy rotation and getting pushed pretty good. But when I went to the concert, you know, again opening for Nickelback, and I didn't really know what to expect. And the one thing that I always remember, and when I tell the story, is that you guys came out with no pyro or anything super technical or spectacular, flashy. I remember the guy just got on the microphone, "Please welcome Default," and you guys came out and just ripped into Sick and Tired, and I was blown away, like right there. And then you guys shredded through the album and through that opening set, and I was totally amazed by it, like just blown away and totally mesmerized. And then Nickelback came out, and they were the polar opposite. You know, at the time, How You Remind Me had blown up and taken over the world, and they came out, and their set was the polar opposite. And there was pyro, and it was a whole spectacle. It was a great show, amazing show. But I couldn't move past Default set, and even after the show was over, and still, and very much so to this day, that's the part that stands out for me of the whole show. It was just like raw rock and roll, and nothing flashy and distracting, and it was amazing. And so, as a punk kid, an emotional teenager, I guess it was really cool to me because it was just something different at a time where very much pop and hip hop were sort of dominating the music scene, and rock music kind of wasn't really that popular, or at least in my generation at the time. And I just found something different in this album right here, and so I really gravitated towards it, and really enjoyed it. And I cannot believe that we are sitting here 25 years later talking about it. It's amazing. It's quite a feat. Not a lot of bands or musicians get to do that, and to celebrate a 25th year anniversary of an album and go on tour, much less celebrate it. For me, it's a pretty special album, musically speaking. It was like a life-changing, very important album to me. It's kind of the same way that maybe for you guys, it was like a Kiss or Chili Peppers or Pearl Jam or Iron Maiden or Metallica or whoever. You guys had the same effect on some punk little 16-year-old kid in your audience that maybe those musicians or bands had on you. and to this day I drive my family absolutely crazy with this album. I still listen to it religiously. And that night back in Victoria, back in 2000 or 2001, whatever it was, I I became a huge Default fan, or huge Default mark, and as you see, and yeah, and I will always be a Default fan, and you guys will always be in my top 2 or 3 favorite bands of all time. You guys keep coming and you keep putting out the music. I'll keep showing up. I'll keep listening, even though I've gotten a little bigger and a little more gray hair, white hair over the year. Kids, marriage, careers, house, all of that stuff. But I'll always keep rocking these albums right here. And here's some of my Default collection. Shirt's well over 20 years old, well used. Doesn't fit me anymore. And I got the Fallout shirt, obviously, since that's what we're celebrating 25 years of. And same with that one's over 20 years old. The one missing from this is the original Default shirt I got that very night in Victoria when I was a kid. Unfortunately, I don't know what happened to that one, but it'd be amazing if I still had it. But I do have this, and this is one of my most prized gifts or possessions that I have. I love it. Maybe one day I get it signed. You guys are playing Rock the Lake to kick off your 25th anniversary tour for this album on Sunday in Kelowna, and of course I have to be there if you guys are going to be there. Anyways, congratulations on 25 years. That's amazing. Have a blast on this celebration tour. I hope everyone enjoys it as much as I do, and hopefully we'll come back in a couple years, talk about this album. We'll talk about One Thing Remains, which is killer, and you can't see it, but I got Comes and Goes over here on the wall. Yeah, hopefully we can come back and talk about those 25th anniversary tours. Anyways, looking forward to it, rocking with you guys on Sunday. Congratulations.